Guten Morgen, Bear Nation. Mi nombre es el oso independiente. Con y Lisa por los Hauso del Calebo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the words.
Sure.
So I've been saying on the brief here for the last probably 4 to 6 weeks that I have been converting fiat into assets at an unprecedented rate in my life here lately. And I've got clients and friends that are doing the same thing. And so I've had several of y'all, whether this is on Patreon or on YouTube, ask comments to the effect of, well, what assets should I acquire?
Well, what assets should you acquire?
Well, I think the first thing here is let's understand there's a couple different classes of assets. There's many different classes of assets from a financial standpoint, from a preparedness standpoint. One class of assets is how do I maintain and or build wealth during chaos? Mm-hmm. The other is how do I not die?
Not dying is important.
And so I would put not dying above maintaining or building wealth during chaos. I think not dying is a higher priority, right?
Very hard to build wealth when you're dead.
Yeah. To what end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't take it with you, right? So in other words, one could say, oh yeah, you buy prepper stuff. Just buy prepper stuff.
What prepper stuff?
And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's probably a way to produce this show significantly better than it is being produced currently.
Then we wouldn't be us.
That way would be J.A. Dudley. He's probably cringing right now. But
I'm sure.
This is what we got.
Yeah.
He's busy doing other things.
He only works like 17 jobs.
He does. He's like, I slept 3 hours last night. I'm good.
Yeah.
All right.
Superhuman.
So what prepper stuff to buy is kind of what we could call this video.
And what to do with my money.
Yeah, and rather than just giving you a bunch of hypotheticals, I'm just going to talk about what it is that I've been purchasing.
Yeah.
And why. So, first things first, we bought more silver.
I did too.
Why did you buy more silver?
Because silver's going up. So on an investable asset side, it was a good buy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to speculate on predictions of how far up it's going to go because I am not a financial advisor. Go talk to yours. But there was enough data for me to say this is going to go up faster than anything that I'm going to invest in the market is going to go up. And so I moved money that was set aside in a bank account that was just there. We didn't liquidate anything. We didn't cause any fees. We didn't melt down and, oh my gosh, the world is ending. We moved money that was already there into silver, which is now in my safe. And so the money is still money. It's just in a different location, and I can see it.
Yeah. Good word. Yeah, we have, I don't like to use the word stacking silver because that implies that I have like shit tons of silver.
Silver is not large. I don't think people recognize like the rounds are not that big. Like you can fit a lot of monetary value in a very small amount of space.
A kilo bar of silver, not that big.
Not that big.
Not that big.
No, very dense.
So I wouldn't say that I've been stacking silver because I don't have pallets of silver, but I've been acquiring silver as my budget will allow for the last 20 years. Now, comparatively, I wish that I had bought more 20 years ago.
Yeah, I wish I would have bought
$12 an ounce.
Yep.
However, so silver going up in value, the reason it's going up in value, it's, as of the time of recording right now, $62 an ounce. That says a lot more about the value of the dollar than it does about the value of silver.
Yes.
Okay. So because earlier, at the turn of 2025, silver was $40 an ounce. Mm-hmm. It's now 60 something. So that's a 50% increase in the value of silver. No, that's a 50% decrease in the efficacy of the U.S. dollar.
Yes.
So we also bought silver.
We're stabilizing investments is really what it is because silver is more stable than the dollar.
Correct. So then another thing that I've done is I acquired minimum 2 years of coffee.
He disrupted the supply chain for the entire state, actually. There is no longer that type of coffee at local Walmarts.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. That you achieve, or one would hope to achieve, what's called an economy of scale.
Yes.
The more you buy, the lower the cost per unit is. Right? That's actually how Refuge got started. That no longer exists in the medical space because all of the manufacturers have been bought out by private equity firms and demand is through the roof and has been really since February 24th, 2022 when Ukraine kicked off. And it's not going away. The demand for pre-hospital medical equipment is not going away. No. So there has not been for, almost 4 years, there hasn't been an economy of scale. We had to shift the way we do business here. Because there used to be, now there's not. But in most things, you can achieve an economy of scale. And so if you can buy more of, you should. If you're going to use it, if you're not going to use it. Now, I know how much coffee I consume. Because I'm also, I have an analytical mind. I keep track of things like this. And so I got I got 80 weeks of this one type of coffee as of current. And then there's another type of coffee that I like. And I got 12 months worth of that. So I guess 2.5 years.
Nice.
In addition to all the pre-existing coffee that we already had.
Yep.
Because I anticipate, and this is important for those that haven't been, maybe haven't caught some of the other briefs that I've been doing. I have increased my certainty level of everything everywhere all at once from 20% likely within 12 months to 30% likely within 12 months. Okay? And that's based upon me staying in the data stream of, can you get it? Ooh. These guys right here, look at the screen. And the reason I stay in their data stream is so that I can communicate to y'all, the good folks, about what it is that's going on. You got to do this. You put your hand right here and slowly pull back. Yeah. Logitech. I've spent a lot of time with these cameras. Okay. So, yes. I've increased the likelihood, or my certainty level, personally, to 30% likely, not 20. So about a 1 in 3 chance rather than a 1 in 5 chance. Okay? So with that, maneuvering. I bought a lot of coffee. Why? Because if we have to do this stuff for real, it's not going to be just me that's drinking coffee.
Nope.
And so coffee is a morale thing for sure. It's also performative. Caffeine, nicotine, protein, baby. These are the fuels that we put in this machine that allow things to happen.
Yep.
So, what about you? Have you re-upped on any coffee?
I bought 2 more cases of coffee a couple weeks ago, just like straight up ground coffee, not instant coffee. I also bought what was left after the supply chain disruption. No, I don't care. We have been a little bit more on the food chain where my household is definitely behind your household as far as metrics go for food. And so we've been aiming for about 300 pounds of food a month in foods that we eat and rotate through regularly.
That's an excellent goal, though.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah. And it's really divisible by the 25 and 50 pound bags that things come in. And so my household eats a lot of rice that's our normal rotation. We eat a lot of Mexican style food, just a lot of rice-based foods in general. And so that's something that we prep a lot of, and it's something that we rotate through really regularly, which I think is really important with food preps. What you don't want is to be taking money, buying a ton of food that you don't eat or aren't used to eating or are just going to ignore, and then in however much time throwing it away.
Mm-hmm.
That's not anybody's favorite. I have been going through my pantry, cleaning it out, organizing it, pushing things that are closer to their expiration date closer to the front of shelves, and in that have had to throw away a chunk of stuff that either we've had mouse problems, yay winter, or stuff that has expired that I'm just not comfortable using. So some stuff has been chucked, which is also good. Evaluate inventory. and then put things in buckets and stack buckets to the rafters.
A move, if you have the expendable income, if you keep an eye on the expiration dates of the stuff that you have in your stockpiles, is when you're nearing the expiration dates, take that and bring it to a food bank.
Yes.
And so, they can't won't take stuff that is beyond the expiration date. Although a lot of things, I've been seeing this with MREs, because one of the things that I've been doing is I've been buying, I tried to talk my wife into buying me a pallet of MREs for my birthday.
You didn't get it?
She said no.
Okay.
I love this woman, but she's pretty mean, honestly. She's a tyrant.
She's the most terrifying, beautiful, loving woman I think I've ever met, and I cower in fear.
Best friend, worst enemy. Yep. So I've been I've been ordering myself a case of MREs per week, which are, depending on where you get them from, they're about, Warnack or Sopaco, whoever, it doesn't matter. They're between $70 and $80 a case. And right now, current revenue level, current layout that I have to make to support my household each month, I don't feel that. Mm-hmm. And I've actually, so I mentioned caffeine, nicotine, protein, right? I've reduced the number of pouches that I eat per day by 75%, and I'm happy to say no one has died yet.
That's impressive.
However, don't hold your breath on that one. So
we spend a lot of time together. I'm the one that's on the cutting board.
Low likelihood it's you. So in any event, so that frees up revenue, right?
Yeah. It also reduces the risk of people dying from lack of nicotine in the apocalypse, because if you have to cut something that you are attached to very suddenly and it's very stressful, that goes poorly, hence prepping coffee.
100%.
Because people will die if I don't have coffee.
Yeah, and it's, just a performative thing, right? Caffeine withdrawals, bad.
Violent.
Bad
headache.
So I've been acquiring a case of MREs a week, not because MREs are the best long-term food preps. They are not.
No.
They are not the most cost-effective. They're not. An MRE is built off of the FDA's food pyramid slop as well.
Which is garbage.
But that being said, what they are is they're excellent operationalized nutrition. That's what they're for. And so if you have to move about the battle space and or equip people to move about the battle space and you need to just throw some calories in a rucksack, they're great for that.
Yep. I ordered a whole bunch of freeze-dried food packed a couple weeks ago for Bugout bags.
I'm glad you brought that up. Keep talking about that. I'll be right back.
Part of that is weight. I used to backpack pretty extensively. I've backpacked across several continents. I've lived out of a backpack for months at a time. And so I'm pretty sensitive to how much my backpacks and my rucksacks weigh, because I'm used to a 32-pound dry weight, which is moderately low for long-term trekking. And so freeze-dried food is very lightweight. You can get a lot of nutrient density for that. And so I bought all of what we needed for our week pack out of calories for our rucksacks, just to replace it. And then I'm also stacking some freeze-dried food. I don't have a freeze dryer. The primary reason being I don't have the time. I won't use it.
Yeah.
If I need a freeze dryer, I will go ask Hami very, very nicely and bring offerings of cheesecake.
And that will work.
And it will work.
That will work.
And I will use it for one day, which is how long I would actually use something like that.
Yeah, and that is available to you and others, right?
Yep. Bribery goes a long way.
We've done that for many a brother and sister around here. It's like, hey, can I chuck this in the freeze dryer? 100%. Sure, go for it. I do want to mention simmerwell.com. I got a case of this in the mail of multiple different flavors. I do want to also point to, for those that keep Leviticus 11, right down here, it says all of our products are clean per Leviticus 11, no pork, no shellfish, no worries. And this is competitively priced.
Yes.
When you compare this to, this costs as much as a Mountain House meal does. However, if you look right there, ingredients, those are real ingredients, okay? And there is, I don't know, 180 grams. What's it? How many grams in an ounce?
I don't know.
26. Hey, Terry.
Yes, sir.
How many grams in an ounce?
How many grams in an ounce?
Grams in an ounce.
28.
28? Okay.
Thank you, Terry.
Thanks, Terry.
You're welcome.
We've all led very interesting lives.
We don't ask Terry too many questions.
I'm made with sugar and stuff.
Yeah, for sugar and stuff. So, 6.5 ounces of dried food here. Awesome. Once you rehydrate,
Yeah.
you're going to have a pound of food here.
What is?
In any event, to your point, replenishment is, I think, one of those things that a lot of people don't think about.
Nice.
And so if you anticipate, we'll just say doing security activities with friends,
Yeah.
we need replenishment,
Yep.
right? And so having a deep bench of that, I knew that I needed to reinvest in some freeze-dried food. Now, my wife has lots. We have totes and totes and totes full of family-sized meals.
Yes.
But small, operationalized meals, I just went to Simmerwell and got some.
Yeah. The nice thing about this type of packaging too is the bottom is meant to stand up on its own, and then it has the zipper top. So what you can do is you just pull it open, add your hot water, pull the O2 absorber out. They're not edible.
Yep.
Apparently that's hard for people. And then you put the water in, zip it back shut, and shake it up, and it'll self-cook. It's all contained. You just need your spork or spoon or whatever you're carrying around.
Spoon is a thing. Back to MREs. Every MRE's got a pretty decent spoon in it. Save
That's
them.
nice.
Save them, stick them in pockets on your kit, so you got a spoon. You can stick it. A lot of guys carry just their breast pocket on their shirt.
I had a metal spork that went to lots and lots and lots of places.
100%. So Simmerwell also has family-sized meals as well. They have individual portions of family-sized meals, and there's no use promo code BEAR. There's none of that.
You can use promo code BEAR to get free shipping. He doesn't get anything from it, but I did advocate for that.
Oh, I actually didn't know that existed. There you go, free shipping, awesome. But I've bought a significant amount of freeze-dried food as well in about the last 6 weeks from an operational standpoint. I've gone through my entire family's Bugout bags
Good deal.
in probably the last 3 weeks, seeing what capabilities their bobs have, what has expired,
Yep.
right?
Swap out for seasonal changes.
Yep. So it's now winter, right?
Yep.
And winter looks different for everyone depending on where you are.
And it doesn't matter where you are, you do not want wet feet.
100%. So going through their Bugout bags, one of the things that, water is big. So if you're unfamiliar with the C's of survival, it's the 5 C's are cutting tool, combustion, cordage, container, cover. Dave Canterbury is the first guy that I heard that from. There's conjecture as to whether or not he invented it. I don't know. But then we have the 10 C's. So we're going to add into that candle, so a way to make a light, commo, compass, calories, casualty care, and then you add on top of that combat and conditioning. Okay, so now we're into our 12 C's territory.
Conditioning is highly neglected.
Well, 100%.
Like when I say 32-pound dry weight, I mean I know exactly what goes in my backpack. I know what it weighs. I know if I can afford different types of items to be added in. And then I have tested it on remote locations where it's like, we're dropping you off. We'll see you in 7 days. We hope you make it.
Yeah.
And I can do that on 32 pounds. But right around day 3, your body goes, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And day 4, everything is better. You have to make it through day 3.
So general rule of thumb is 20% of your body weight for pack weight. When you say dry weight, that's not including water.
Correct.
Water is 8.35 pounds per gallon plus the weight of the containers that it's in. And so with Nalgene bottles, it's closer to 10 pounds for 4 quarts of Nalgene bottles, which is my current preferred method of water storage because I have a propensity to smash camelback bladders.
Circling back to wet feet.
Yeah, and wet everything else too.
Yes, not fun.
So
you can, and I do recommend trash bag lining the inside of your ruck. So taking one of your black drum liners, lining your pack before you pack it, packing everything in, shutting the liner, and then Camelback on top, because if it breaks, your pack is wet, but none of the contents are wet, and you have an extra trash bag.
Actually, there's a video coming on Patreon where I'm going through my rucksack, the Rush 100, swapping it from summer to winter, and roasting myself as I'm doing it.
Oh, good.
And also explaining why all these things are on there. That's like feature length. It's pushing an hour long. The Dudley and I film. It'll be coming on Patreon soon.
If you want to go see the origin of the Rush 100, I totally watched that on Sunday, the part 1 and 2, and I think it's from 2018.
Yeah, so
It's
that's
great.
a while ago.
If you search Bugout bag on the Bear Independent channel, you'll find it. It's awesome.
So I've been investing in Bugout bag stuff for my family. Right now, the 9-year-old's bag weighs 12 pounds, operational.
And that is quite enough for her.
Quite enough. 12 pounds, including winter sleep kit, which is a feat, okay? But as a result, it all ladders up to Dad. And so Dad is currently carrying a 54-pound ruck, which I'm fine with because I often train with a 60 to 65-pound ruck, plus chest rig, which has all the capabilities in it, plus rifle. Another thing that I've been doing, and we as a group have been doing a lot lately, is talking about plans. Okay, if we've got to go, because my primary means of dealing with SHTF is I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna close the gate.
I think that should be everyone's starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Home should be a good place for you if you can afford that.
And for a lot of our people, they can, and they will, and they are. But for not all of our people, can they? They're not in a perfect geographic situation. So it's like, who's going where, when? We've been figuring all that out, and that's an investment of time. And updating plans and indicators to enact plans, that's something that we've been doing as a body quite a bit, is figuring out who goes where, when, and making sure strategic alliances are still strong, if that makes sense.
There are certain people that are easier to live with based on your personality type. Don't put the people who don't get along on the same property.
Yeah, or put them on opposite corners of the property.
Yes.
Hey, you're over there, you're over there. See you at dinner,
Yes.
or whatever.
Yep. You can work together without being friends. You'll be okay.
Let's touch on ammunition.
Sure.
Ammunition right now, little birdie told me, there's a huge problem with availability of nitrocellulose here in the United States of America.
Okay.
You might remember in Tennessee, a place exploded a few months ago. That was not accidental. AAC ammunition manufacturer, we'll just say it's my opinion, because I don't feel like getting sued, that it's my opinion that when they said publicly, yeah, sorry, we can't provide ammunition to the public because of all these governmental projects that we're working. It's my opinion that they're also unable to meet their governmental contracts. Right now, what's keeping there from being a run on ammunition is the fact that it's the holiday season and the dollar is weak. So people are spending money on other things to the extent that they have money to spend. They're spending it on other things right now. January,
Open
nobody
door.
buys anything in January because they're all paying down their credit card debt. Somewhere around February, the economy starts to pick up again, which means by March, there's going to be a run on ammunition. So what there is currently, in many cases, is going to be what there is. So how many thousands of rounds doesn't matter.
Nope.
But with I'll say this, our most recent small unit, live fire small unit tactics class, we expended 4,000 rounds of 5.56 in 6 hours. And that was not mag dumping. Okay, shoot, move, communicate, sustain. And so I've replenished that plus in your standard military calibers, plus shotgun, plus 22, plus a couple of other, we'll just say deer hunting rounds.
Yeah.
Because, again, 30% confidence, 1 in 3 chance at this point that in 12 months, you don't see this face anymore. Just to get, you will, because I know you in real life. Everybody on that side of the camera, you don't see me anymore. We're there now. And I think that a lot of people are not, it is my opinion that a lot of people are not taking this seriously enough. Their head in the sand are like, oh yeah, I got it. Bear guy says it's going to get bad. And part of why I want to make this video is to tell you what I personally have been investing in, converting fiat into investments, but also to help you on that side of the camera understand the gravitas of the situation. This is how seriously I am taking this.
And part of me being here is the step down of you don't need to have been doing this for 20 years to make an effort towards it, to increase stockpiles. You don't need to have a certain set level of income. You can make baby steps and just keep making baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to touch on, you've had several comments about pulling money out of investments. Let's revisit. I am not a financial advisor, but I have put money very strategically in different places throughout the course of my life. I have moved it intentionally, and I am not moving money out of things that create tax burden or fines. I'm actually putting money into certain long-term investment accounts this year because of the tax benefit that it provides me. And so I am not at that level. Do you want to speak to that at all?
So
401k, IRA, etc.
So I funded my Roth IRA for 2025 this year.
2025.
I'm all caught up.
I'm
Suffice to say, I'm all caught up on the Roth. This again, I'm not a financial planner
Nope.
or an expert.
It is a good tax benefit.
So funding the Roth, maintaining a household emergency fund.
Mm-hmm.
That's important.
Because whether the world's ending or not, your water heater will eventually give up.
100%. In the process of doing a refi on the mortgage,
Nice.
we've had the house a year and a half, and we've paid down almost $200,000 on the house
Fantastic.
in a year and a half, and that's highly intentional.
Yeah.
And that's our only bit of personal debt. Other than that, we have no other personal debt or professional debt.
I think that is probably one of the best moves anyone can make, as far as if your thought process is, oh, it's only 30%, like that's not that much. This is still the best move. Get rid of your consumer debt.
Would
Make
you
it
take
go
a
away.
30% increase in your revenue?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Like I can run the majority of my household on what my mortgage payment used to be in the last state that I lived in.
Yep.
So, like, make that happen. Get rid of your car loans. Get rid of your toy loans as much as you can. And I know that it's challenging, and I know that things are tight. I've been to the grocery store too.
Yep.
A lot of it is mindset, and a lot of it is strategically naming what your dollars are going towards. A lot of people have income that just floats out there, and it goes places, and they don't know where it went, and they don't know how it got there. And that's on you, unfortunately. You are the steward of that resource, and if you want to make it as effective as possible, you have to name it. And I would recommend that you name it and put it on paper.
So, with the refi, it's going to cut our mortgage payment in half.
Yeah.
And then that we're still going to, we've already have so much set aside each month for that
the mortgage
anyway.
payment. Yep.
So we're just going to keep paying that plus the additional that we keep doing every month.
Yeah.
And so,
And all of that excess is going to go towards your principal, which reduces your overall interest payment at the life of the loan.
yeah. So we're looking at having this house paid off, a $427,000 total debt paid off in about 3.5 to 4 years.
And none of that happened without violent intensity.
100%. And
Like that's what focus looks like.
believe it or not, even with the squirrel brain, I'm pretty good at focusing on the thing and just like smash target.
Yeah.
Got it. But that being said, doing that with the mortgage, maintaining a household savings. We took some out of savings and doubled the battery capacity for our solar array.
Nice.
That was about $10,000 for another rack it adds about 32 kilowatts of solar
That's phenomenal.
battery capacity as well. So it went from 1 rack to 2 racks for solar batteries, which is a big deal.
We did similar this summer on a smaller scale for our secondary location.
Yep.
Doubled our battery capacity as well. It's not hooked up yet. That's our bad. It will be. We have the stuff to hook it up.
Yeah, I've got a lot to do as far as energy generation is concerned.
Yeah. We have a lot of stuff in boxes right now that needs to not be in boxes, but
Same.
it'll get there.
And then we have 750 gallons of propane full on property, which at current rate of consumption is, and that's just in 2 big tanks. That's 7 years at current rate of consumption.
This is just a video of Second Witness. I also just refilled our LP tank.
Well, that's good.
We don't talk about this, guys. This is just household versus household.
Yeah, there was no planning for this.
No.
We don't compare notes beforehand. And then one of the things that we're going to be doing in the next 12 months is converting the existing water heater from electric to propane.
Yeah. It's really nice.
Not that there's really anything wrong with there's nothing wrong with the current water heater.
No.
It works great, but that takes demand off the battery system and puts demand onto the propane system, which will decrease that 7 years of inventory down.
Yep.
Even if it cuts it in half, great. That's 3.5 years of inventory for the hot water heater. And what we may look at doing is one of each. How do we do that? I don't know yet. That's a later problem.
Leave the infrastructure in place so that you can have either one hooked up, maybe.
I've also made, with the help of friends, including you and your husband and others, up to 2 years of firewood inventory. That's intentional, and I am probably as early as this afternoon going to be making more firewood because I've got about 2 semi-loads of logs currently sitting and aging that I'm just going to go ahead and start slamming through the Grindstone Ministries firewood processor,
Nice.
which belongs to Grindstone, and which I make a donation per cord for every cord that falls out the end of it.
Very nice.
So this is not me taking advantage.
No.
I have I
You
work.
also fixed it when you broke it. So
Yeah.
you're investing in the infrastructure.
That's Torah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the things.
So in any event, I worked out a deal with Kyle. In an offering of so much per cord. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that probably as early as this afternoon to have it done.
Yeah.
It's done. It's there. It's one less thing I got to worry about. So that's really fuel if we think about that. And then I've also topped off I've got a few more to top off. All of our from 5-gallon to 50-gallon tanks on property.
Like water tanks?
No, fuel tanks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We could talk about water, though. What have you done for water recently?
We have several different rainwater catchment systems across the property staged at different locations where we use a lot of water. Big thing with rainwater is rotation. It starts to smell like fish if it sits and you don't chlorinate it, and I don't really love chlorinating it. I actually have transitioned all of my animals to rainwater catchment systems.
That's
I'm
awesome.
still on a rural water system that's connected to a tower, so it's nice to have the backup of we can't do that anymore. So I have a minimum of 660 gallons staged at any building. OPSEC.
Yeah.
We have, at the current number of living creatures on my property, with the current amount of water that we have in tanks and underground and storage containers, we're good at the 3 gallons per person per day for 9 months. And that's without using any type of replenishment.
Mm-hmm.
And we have multiple replenishment access points.
I-
My weak point is first stage filtration.
Yep.
I'm in the process of doing a build out situation. And one of the things that we all want to do in that is pre-stage things that alleviate stress if the grid goes down. And so pre-staging, so your first stage water filtration should be large debris removal, so like some sort of a cloth, and then going through a gravel sand sediment removal before you do your micron filtration. And that extends the life of your filter if you can do that. And so we're going to pre-stage things like a 5-gallon bucket of clean sand, 5-gallon bucket of clean gravel, stuff to make those layered filtration systems. Just pre-staged, labeled in a storage room where if we need to do that, it's done. You don't have to go find clean sand. You don't have to put it together. It's just done.
That's a great idea.
We're also going to do the same thing with laundry. You can fairly easily make a 5-gallon bucket laundry machine. It'll do an outfit just fine. A little more labor intensive, but there's just something about clean clothes when you're really, really overwhelmed. Anyone who's backpacked extensively will tell you there's around the fire clothes that you change into, and it's a huge morale boost. So we're going to pre-stage one of those laundry buckets, and then all of the dry ingredients to make bulk laundry soap, which will fit. You can fit about 40 gallons of laundry soap into a 5-gallon bucket in dry ingredients.
That's amazing.
And then you just have to add water. And so we're just going to pre-stage that because if we never use it, whatever, it's not expensive. But it's just alleviating the potential of stress. Make life easier on the back end when you can afford to do that now.
To that point, you brought up chlorine and cleaning.
Yes.
So
And bleach.
Bleach tablets. I've bought a couple of cases of those because bleach has about a 6-month half-life.
Yes.
And it's useful for cleaning lots of things, including from a medical standpoint.
Yep.
So water purification to surgical prep and all that. So bought some of that. From a medical standpoint, let's just say that I own Refuge Medical, right? And I started Refuge Medical because there wasn't a good option for a first aid kit. Cool. So I made one, and then it also serves a purpose. It serves myriad purposes. But one of the purposes that it serves is it allows us from a continuing education standpoint to train with really very high level individuals and learn cool stuff. Yeah. And then it also gives me wholesale accounts with everybody who makes stuff on earth. And so I've been acquiring things for a long-term, protracted, asymmetric situation. One could say, field hospital stuff as well. And we've actually been getting a lot of requests for field hospitals from all over the globe, from every type of entity and organization you can imagine. That's what we call an indicator. Cool. Well, if they want one, I should probably have one too. Yeah. And so everything that goes into that, and that's something that I've been, personal funds a little out of side over here, handling that. And then spider points, waypoints, moving stuff. The stuff is not more important than the people, just so everybody's clear. The stuff is to support the lives and livelihoods of people. But depending on where it is we think people are going to go and when, making sure that enacting plans to make sure that the appropriate stuff is at the appropriate location by the appropriate time. And so that regardless of what the external stimulus looks like, if we have to head in any direction, there's stuff with people that we trust in any direction. Yeah. So, been doing quite a bit of that as well.
I have a long way to go on my field hospital, but I think one of the biggest compliments I've received this year, when my family was visiting, my dad goes, "So where is the nearest ER?" And my sister goes, "Lissa's bathroom closet." So, we're chipping away at that. Adding material little by little.
Well, you want to think about it as levels, right? Yeah. And so, just like there's, level 1, level 2, level 3 hospitals. I'm going to sneeze, I think, at some point. Not everybody, there are people that are more capable than I am and that we are. Yeah. That are in our extended network. which is great. We're friends with them. They're friends with us.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you, me, same. Nice eyebrows. You breathe there, me too. Let's be friends. But what can I do with what I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so pre-hospital trauma, check, got that covered.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who do you elevate to? Well, right now, to the hospital.
Yeah.
What if there's no hospital? Okay, cool. So what does that look like? So that's something I've been putting effort into as well. Fuel, water, yeah. Electricity, talked about that. We talked about ammunition, talked about medical, talked about food. Anything else?
Community relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out who your people are.
Yep.
Love people well. It's okay to love people and not have them be part of your apocalypse plan. It's also okay for people to be a part of your apocalypse plan and them not be your favorite person to go have dinner with.
Mm-hmm.
Those are both okay things. Don't ever neglect building your community, building your relationships, learning to communicate clearly and well with people. Communication is not just I have a radio and it's programmed and it's charged. Communication is learning how to use your words in a way that doesn't cause offense, in a way that doesn't cause hurt, and that gets your point across. And especially in high stress, high anxiety situations, you need to know your people well enough to know which buttons you can and cannot push. Because if you push someone over the edge when things are already really, really stressful, that can go very poorly for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to know how to regulate yourself, how to move yourself closer to a point of healing. Whatever the things are that hurt you, that trigger you, that push your buttons, continually seeking to improve yourself, I think, is really important. And the better you are, the kinder you can be to other people. You don't have to be nice. I get that there's a lot of not nice people, but you do need to be kind. There's a point when you need to meet people where they're at if you're going to do this thing together. And this thing can just be life tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Great words. Which brings me to this. The question of, is it time for me to liquidate my savings, empty my accounts, and get prepared? It depends.
Yeah.
It really
Where are you?
It really depends on who you are and what you have going on. And you don't have to have a massive net worth in order to be prepared.
No.
And you've made that point a couple of times
Yeah.
during this piece of content. I think that you should be dedicating some of your resources, time, money, blood, sweat, tears, to significant preparedness. Because again, my current assessment is 1 in 3 chance. We're up from 1 in 5 to 1 in 3. Okay. So
Conditioning is free.
Yeah, that's a great word. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much cool guy stuff you buy. If you can't carry it and use it, it doesn't matter. Conditioning is free.
Conditioning is free if you live in an apartment.
That being said, if all of your other revenue needs are licked, frankly, if you're just shitting in tall cotton right now and you're not preparing, that's stupid. You need to fix that. And if you're barely getting by, okay, what can you do to strengthen your levels of preparedness? A lot of the best things in preparedness don't require money. You can't buy a relationship.
Mm-mm.
You shouldn't try and buy a relationship.
If you did, it's not real.
Yeah, exactly. Conditioning, like you said, is free, right? Area familiarity, spend your lunch hour or your lunch half hour, whatever you got. Just pull up Google Maps and on X and just start scrolling around and looking.
Mm-hmm.
Start working on an area study. All that is just a little investment of time. It is, and so here's the thing. If this thing comes to pass in 12 months, and it is as bad as I believe that it has the potential to be, then every dime that you put towards preparedness right now would be a dime well spent. And if this thing goes long, which I think it will, it won't matter what was in the bank. It won't matter. On the flip side, 2/3 chance that it's not that bad or it doesn't come to pass. In which case, it absolutely does matter. That, I've got money in the bank and my mortgage is paid down and I've got an inheritance to leave to my children and dot, right? So 1/3 abnormal, 2/3 normal is the current balance of the scales for me. With that, I have not liquidated everything that's in my accounts.
Nope.
We're still open for business. We're still doing all of those things.
I still wake up and go to work every morning.
Me too. That's why we're here.
It just is.
So it is not hit the emergency button yet. The sky is not red yet. When I will continue to try and forecast this far enough out from 12-month go time that you can continue to be informed on whether or not I smash the big red button, liquidate most or all of what I've got, and turn it into preps. I will also add this. Every single scenario, every single witness, whether it's Department of Defense, non-governmental, business, whatever it is, it's all. What are the top 3 considerations in real estate?
Location.
That's correct. It's all population density.
Yeah.
And so you've got a year, maybe, to be someplace else if you're in the wrong place right now. And having all of the preps and liquidating all of your assets to have all of the preps in the wrong location is just a waste of time. It's all population density. You need to be where resources are produced, not where resources are consumed. So that's that. Now let's shift gears a little bit. You are the construction person for Caleb House.
I am the construction person for
I
Caleb
forget
House.
your official title. We don't really use those around here.
Head of Construction and Development.
There you go. Excellent. What's new out there?
We are race to the finish trying to wrap one of our houses right now, as in we put almost all of the flooring in the entire house in one day yesterday because we're all a little bit insane and we really want it done this calendar year, which is within striking distance. We're trimming stuff out. It's been a really fun process. I have tremendous design freedom thanks to this guy. He pretty much points me in a direction and turns me loose, which I love. And so I've been able to make some really unique design choices just to create a very homey atmosphere. My goal for this one was to build a new old house. And so trying to just give it some level of character, good core. And so, yeah, I've spent my week grouting tile and putting faucets in and making all of the final orders for the prep work of just those finishing touches, right? And we've actually started cleaning spaces, as in we're almost done, which is really fun. Our administration building at Evergreen Center is chugging right along. She has gotten a little bit less attention as we've been trying to close the gap on this other house. But we're doing electrical rough-ins there, HVAC rough-ins, plumbing's almost done. The exterior is very much watertight, though not complete, which is important as we move into more winter. Oklahoma winter is very interesting. We've been blessed with phenomenal weather the last couple weeks, which I'm really grateful for. We've done we've being one individual, has done tremendous work on our dirt work.
Yep.
And our preparation for the next 4 houses that are going in.
I will say this. Yes. If you or anybody you know has a D4, D5, D6 you would like to let us borrow indefinitely and or donate to the cause, we'd be happy to have it. The gentleman, the brother who has let us borrow his D4 dozer indefinitely for the last couple of years, now needs his dozer to come home, which we completely understand. Thank you, brother, for letting us use it. We still have significant amounts of dirt work to do, and so if you have a dozer or know somebody that has a dozer that you would like to do an in-kind donation on a dozer, we need a dozer. D4, D5, D6. D6 would be preferred. D4 will get it done. D5, smiley, happy people. So
We will take very good care of it. We sent this one back in peak condition with lots of replaced parts and a whole cab full of extra filters and center clean. Always return your stuff better than you got it. So
100%.
if you're in the mood for a long-term loan, I promise to treat it like a princess.
Dozer princess.
Dozer princess.
That's a good.
We have a Earthworks professional now, and his care for our machines, like, I love how intentional he is about it. It's one of my favorite things.
I agree, and the whole crew out there is doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I'm very proud of them.
I was out there yesterday, just walking the property and just looking. I spent a couple hours walking and looking yesterday, and just incredible individuals, and it's so rewarding to see things happening. I was talking to one gentleman, the plumber, yesterday, and I said, when we first got here, there was a flat bare spot large enough to park 2 pickup trucks next to side by side, and now we're here, which is just amazing, right? And so all the people on the teams there doing the work, all the people on the team on this side of the camera that support what we're doing, it's just really rewarding to see the vision being put into action. And if you're unsure of what exactly the vision is, calebhouse.org.
Yeah.
Caleb with a K, calebhouse.org. We're a privately funded counter-trafficking ministry that actually does stuff in the United States of America. Run more than 50 missions this year.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of people that just make Instagram posts about raped kids bad. That's not us. We're actually pretty bad at the social media game. We're really good in the field.
Yeah.
So, and then we've got to have a way to put these kiddos back together again. And the construction aspect of that is what you run day to day.
And that's a multifaceted battle. So we've a team that's doing restoration. We have a team that's addressing the legal requirements and ramifications and developing our program planning, our staffing requirements. There's so many more pieces to this than most people get the opportunity to see. But know that we are doing the absolute best we can with the resources that you guys have given us to steward. We are aggressively moving towards opening, and I know that sometimes that looks like it's been a long time coming, but that's because we want to do it right the first time, because what's not fair to these kids is putting them in a situation where we didn't take the time to do it right, and then we have to move them again.
100%.
We're not going to double destabilize these families, and so we're going to do this with intention. We're going to do it right the first time to the best of our ability.
Well, and to that point, it's not as if restoration isn't ongoing right now. It's
right,
just,
it is.
It's just ongoing in different safe sites that we've established that are not Caleb House actual, which
Correct.
is what is in the process of being built.
And there's a different legal set for that,
100%.
which is why we're doing that.
But by doing it the way that we are doing it, for what it costs DHS to simply house one child per year, we can restore 21 children for that same amount of money per year, our operational costs. Because imagine this, just random citizens are better at and more efficient and better stewards than the government is. So, in any event, yeah. And it's, what's it, December?
It's December. There's a $30 donor push right now. We've calculated out that if every one of our current donors, people who are currently on our donation list, donate $30, we will blow our goal for the year out of the water, and we'll put ourselves in really good standing for Q1 2026, which is fast approaching. We've also all, I think, really aggressively tried to stay well within our budgets. I'm in the black to the point where I got in trouble for being in the black last week, so I'm throwing some money out the door. I actually just ordered our next home package, the lumber for our next home package on Friday. So.
Excellent. So yeah, see, when you say throw money out the door, it's like you didn't go on a cruise. You ordered the lumber package for another restoration house.
But let me tell you, your girl knows how to spend money when we need to spend money, and and get a lot done with a little.
Yeah. You leave finger marks on pennies, fingerprints on pennies, which
In
is
a good way.
It's good.
Good way.
It's very good. Let's see. We also have Q1 26 Refuge Ruckus coming up. So
Yes.
it's at the 15th through 17th. Let's pull it up.
The second full weekend.
March. There it is. 13, 14, 15.
Yes, in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Come hang out.
RefugeRuckus.com. This is our 3-day premier fundraising event for Caleb House. And so we'll have speakers and vendors on day one. The second day is a Sabbath. You do not have to pay to come to Shabbat, but you can just come and fellowship and worship and hear the word and hear the music. And if you need to get baptized, there will be provision for that as well.
Yep.
That's all of day 2. And again, you do not have to have a ticket to show up to that. You could just come. And then
Saturday's open.
And then day 3, Sunday, we have the second annual Team Creamy versus Team Crunchy tug of war. As the captain of Team Crunchy and reigning champions, mind you, reigning champions. I look forward to stomping Team Creamy yet again. Followed by our ruck, where we will ruck through downtown Fort Smith, Arkansas, raising funds and awareness for Caleb House. And there are 4 weight categories for rucksack. So, last year, the heaviest ruck was 125 pounds.
Yeah.
David.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But you don't have to carry 125.
You do not. I did not. Mine was 55.
Mine was 55 as well.
Yep.
And
That's enough for me for 3 miles.
if you want to push a stroller, you'll be what we call a mother rucker. And that's a category as well. And so it is a family-friendly event.
Yep.
We have a whole new swath of new speakers this year,
Lots of
which
fun.
I'm excited about. Check it out. It's at
We've got
refugeruckus.com.
tons of vendors, which is going to be really cool.
There's a machine gun shoot the day before for special donors.
Top tier sponsors. Hit up the sponsorship page on that website.
Yep. And if your business wants to get involved as a sponsor or a donor or a vendor, just holler at us. You can always email admin@calebhouse.org or just contact us through calebhouse.org. Those are end of year $30 fundraising. Good work, team. Thank you to everybody who supports what we're doing. Do I liquidate all my assets for preps? Probably not
Not
at this
right now.
time. I will let you know when it's time, to the best of my understanding. And the reason, we've spent an hour talking about this, which is good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this what's my intent here? I'm trying to get this information out to as many normal people as possible.
There's a lot of new people in the preparedness space, and that's a good thing, and that's okay. You just posted the Give Me Your Questions post on Patreon, and one of the questions on there was, how do I put food in buckets? And a little part of me was like, this is the Bear Independent channel. What do you mean? And then I realized this is a fantastic question.
Yep.
Good for you for asking, how do we put food in buckets?
Yep.
Like, that's really good that we've got new people coming on board here. And the things that I have used my preps on have been everyday run-of-the-mill occurrences. Like,
Yep.
the time we used a lot of it the most, I had a really nasty medical incident. I was out of work for over a month, and we got hit with a very large ER bill because
Yep.
of that. And that resulted in us using preps for about 6 months, reduced our overall cost of living tremendously, and saved our butts.
Yep.
And that's why we prep.
Amen. I appreciate y'all very much. Please share the show with somebody you love. I would like over the next 12 months, if we could, as the Bear Nation, get very aggressive in our execution of not just talking about doing the things, but doing the things. And part of that aggressive execution, please share the show, because I want this to get out to as many people as possible before we have potentially life-altering problems to solve 12 months from now. So, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See you when I see you. CalebHouse.org, bearindependent.com, blah, blah, blah.